Hey everyone, it's Barbara Teckle. How are you? I hope you are all doing well. I am back again with another monthly Animal Wisdom Oracle reading. And I just first have to tell you, it's been quite the week here in Wisconsin. I don't know what it's like where you are, but I'm really happy to say it's February 1st. We had a week of a big snowstorm followed by almost record dropping temperatures, and we were at some parts of the state were at 50 degrees below zero with the wind chill. So it was pretty chilly here. Today it's a little bit warmer. I think we're supposed to get the high of 20, which actually feels pretty good compared to where we were. So welcome to February and welcome to this month's Animal Wisdom Oracle reading. And today I thought I would do a little something different. And I don't know, I might continue to do this each month. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But in part, the reason I decided to do this was I was giving thought to how I do my oracle readings, my personal oracle readings for women that I work with. And I always bring in, I work with the cards, the wisdom of the oracle, when I do readings with clients. And at the end of the reading, I just love to bring in a spirit animal card also, depending on the situation that I'm working with a client with. It's always so nice to know that there's an animal that is guiding us through that situation. So that's why I always bring an animal in at the end, just as a little extra comfort and to know that you're not alone, that the universe is always helping us, and I believe that the animals are helping us as well. So I thought I would do that today, and I went ahead and I pulled two cards, and I'm going to share with these with you in just a moment. I just lost my train of thought, what I was going to say. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just go with the reading for the month. So the cards that I pulled are Serendipity, again from the Wisdom of the Oracle, and also the animal spirit is Beaver Spirit. And on the card it says, lay a solid foundation. So how do these two work together? Well, what I do is before I come on to do this video for you, I pull the cards and then I just journal with what comes to me just from looking at the cards. What's coming up in my intuition about what perhaps this message is for you. Now, another thing I want you to keep in mind is maybe the whole message doesn't apply to you, but maybe there is a snippet of the reading that resonates for you. And just go with that. And maybe perhaps after you're done watching the video, get out a notebook and a pen and just journal more with what it was that really stood out for you from this reading, and see what insight you can get for yourself. And take that into the month of February as something that you need to focus on and something that may help you during the month of February. So, like I said, I do journal, so I'm going to look down at my notes as I share this reading with you today. So again, Serendipity was the first card that I picked. And, while, our life can be full of many magical moments, I really saw that in conjunction with Beaver Spirit, which is reminding us that we do have to lay this foundation, that we have to continue to build upon in order to bring more serendipity and more synchronicity and magic into our lives. And, when I say magic, I really mean, living a more meaningful life and living a life that matters to our heart and that makes us thrive, and wanting to be a better human being. So when we do as Beaver Spirit is encouraging us to, and just every day, doing what it is, taking steps towards what it is that matters to us, this helps to bring more synchronistic moments into our lives, because we're showing the universe that we're serious. We're serious about maybe changes that we want to make, or we're serious about something new we want to bring into our life. And as we lay that foundation to bring more goodness into our lives, more synchronicity does appear if we are aware of that and bring our awareness to it. And that when we have more synchronistic moments in our lives, which I certainly have felt this so many times in my life, that really builds upon my faith that there is something so much larger in this universe that is working on our behalf to help and guide us. So we can't expect that if we just imagine, that our lives will be better, that it's just going to happen. Though setting an intention to begin with, again, shows the universe we're serious about wanting to change something or wanting to work on something, a creative project that is calling to us, and that we wish to make this change. So it's important, to start with something that we're intending to do. But what it takes, and what I believe that, what I really feel that the Beaver Spirit is trying to help us with, is that just like a beaver builds its dam one stick at a time. Can you imagine this little animal builds this huge, beautiful home for themselves and their family? And it just takes a lot of work, doesn't it? But stick by stick, they put that beautiful home together that provides them shelter and keeps them together as a family and protected. So we have to do the same. And when we do more of that, more of what we want comes into our lives. And it's confirmation for us, which I think is where the serendipity comes in, that when we continue to, build upon our own foundation of what we want for our own lives, that we are given these synchronistic moments just from the universe that's saying, hey, you're on the right track. Keep going. You're doing a great job. So here's an example, for myself. I am currently working on my third memoir. And each day, actually, I think about how the book started was from an experience that I went through in my life, which all of a sudden I began to think about that as perhaps there was something here in my story and my experience that could help somebody else. And so I slowly began to think about that. And I set the intention that, yes, I do believe I want to write this book and help others. But that whole experience started, a year and a half or 2 years ago already. That was already in the making. Some of it I was conscious of it, and some of it I wasn't. But I'm at the point now where every day I am sitting down to the computer and I am working on that book. And some days I write a lot, sometimes I write a little, but it's that persistency and consistency of just sitting down and just like the beaver, one stick at a time. I'm doing one word at a time. And eventually that will be many words strung together, which will be chapters, which will end up to be a whole book. And something that I have really recognized more and more is I used to get caught up in thinking, and researching how this writer's process was, or that writer's process was, or, you hear these things that write your story in, 90 days. And if I couldn't do that, I thought maybe I was a failure, but that isn't my process. My process is, it's my process. I need to tell you my process may not work for you, but it works for me. And it's the same for you, for whatever that is for you in your lives that you're working on. How it's about following your own flow and your intuition. Again, and beavers spend a lot of time in water, which for us is a metaphor about going with the flow of what feels right to us and following our dreams and following what's right for our own lives. And when we do so, more synchronistic moments arrive in our lives. And that's what I was going to say. It kind of brought me back again. It's like when I just show up and I show the universe that I'm serious about doing this writing and I'm serious about putting this book out into the world, I am given more insight, though it may not come in the moment of my writing. For me, it comes more often when I'm doing other things, maybe going for a walk, or I'm putting the dishes away, or I'm folding the laundry. I'll get another thought that's going to go into the writing of my book. And I've gotten much better at taking a second and capturing that and just making a note on a piece of paper and then bringing that to my writing desk the next morning and then expanding on that. So those are all little synchronistic moments that happen. So as we continue to put effort into our foundation, as Beaver Spirit is calling us to do, and is inviting us to do, we gain more clarity as we are persistent with what it is we're trying to bring forth. So let me just check my notes here. I think in our society too, we're so conditioned to believe that we just have to force something. We have to just push through, and that just doesn't work. It never worked for me, but I kept getting caught up in that loop. And just think again about the beaver and how it takes all that time, to stick by stick, this little creature makes this beautiful, beautiful home stick by stick, and we can do the same. And so instead of forcing it, it's just to go with the flow. And let's see. I think I said everything I wanted to say that I wrote down here. So this month, it is Beaver Spirit for the month of February that is guiding us with the message of laying a solid foundation and what that requires in order to bring more synchronistic moments and more magic into our lives. And again, when I say magic, I really mean, for me, it means, living the life that matters to me, that makes me thrive, that makes you thrive, and living the life that is meaningful to you. So Beaver Spirit and more synchronicity, lay that foundation and just watch more synchronistic moments come into your life. So that's our message for the month of February. And I will be back again in March for another Animal Wisdom Oracle reading. So I hope you enjoyed that, and enjoy this beautiful month of February, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.